having been played a draw in a famous win versus Ghana. Brings us to this point here as we look forward to 2 matches in October versus Ethiopia. My name is Andy Lengubes and I'm going to knock my cab way down in the corner. This is of national importance. We welcome Coach Hugo Bruce, who is in the studio with us, of course, to come and give us the Bafana Bafana Final 23 for those 2 matches in October. Also joining me will be Phumuzo manager as well as Velile Mnyandu as we dig deeper into the Bafana Bafana squad announcement. You are in the hot seat. Last little corner, can you down? Now you can October, Ethiopia taking on South Africa. This is an away match out at Bahir Dar Stadium. Kickoff at 2 o'clock for that one there. Then they return very shortly after that. Of course, on the 11th of October, it's South Africa that take on Ethiopia here at home. You know what they say about the importance of home matches when it comes to the qualifiers. Venue as well as time to be confirmed, and you'll see it, of course, right here when we have. Welcome to it. It is an important moment for Team South Africa. And of course, we really do appreciate the coach making himself available and SAFA as a whole making this a new thing where the coach himself comes and explains to you, South Africa, who his 23 men he has chosen to take the fight to them. Coach, welcome to the show and thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, hello, thank you.
And of course, I have to greet the regulars here at home, Phumuzo manager as well as Velile Mnyandu.
Afternoon, Andile. I think it's a great occasion for South Africans. They are looking forward to seeing what the coach has, the 23 name of those players that he's going to select. But you're looking at what he has done so far. I've got a smile on my face. When he got here, I nearly gave him a hug. I nearly forgot that there's COVID, but I'm very happy with what he has delivered so far.
Thank you, Ma. Good to see the coach back. It's always a wonderful feeling to be sitting at the top. And also I see that we beat a team and they fired a coach. So I hope that going to the next camp, maybe at least another 4 points will do.
Well, no pressure there. Coach, let's start right from where Phumuzo's just left off. 4 points, sitting atop of the group after 2 matches. I'm pretty sure you've had a reflection of those matches. Care to share with us?
Yes, I think the first match was, from our side, a little bit hesitating. I find the players were not believing in themselves. We played a draw, so we were happy because before the game we said if we have 4 points on 6, we will be happy. But I thought we could win in Zimbabwe and play a draw against Ghana. But okay, I was happy because we had a draw, we didn't play so well, and again there was hesitating. So I told the players that they have to believe in themselves. I find that they were a little bit afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Yeah. This is normal. So, and they listened very well because when I saw them playing against Ghana with confidence, they were on the field, they played good football, they were good in duel. This is what I like to see. So, and we won. So it gives us an enormous boost of confidence, that's for sure.
Boost of confidence, 4 points. So it's job well done. I like how you say we thought we'd get 3 versus Zimbabwe. Yes. It happened the other way around.
Yes, yes. But okay, we have 4 points. And that's the most important thing. And again, if we had won against Zimbabwe, it should be good. And then draw against Ghana, okay. But now we won against Ghana. And this is something special, I think.
It really is, Coach, and there's been time now since that last Ghana game up until now. You know, many South Africans will want to know the coach's process in that time. I know there's been a lot of going home as well and coming back. Yeah. What's that period been like?
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's a pity that I had to go to Belgium again for my work permit. So, pray God, it's in order now. I have my work permit, so it's no problem anymore. But yes, I missed 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so I couldn't see games. But Helman was here, Makele, he saw the games, he reported. So, and from Friday, I was again on the game on Swallows. And I saw the game on Saturday in Supersport. And I have to mention also, and I'm really upset that we like to see the game Orlando Pirates against Sundowns, but they didn't allow us to go in the stadium.
The game against Pirates versus Sundowns, that game?
Yeah,
you weren't allowed.
Orlando Pirates against Sundowns yesterday. So we couldn't enter. At 3 o'clock we couldn't enter in the stadium. We were not allowed to enter in the stadium. And we had an accreditation of the league. And she said, no, this is not enough. When I let you in, I lose my job. I don't understand that. We are coaches of the national team. And there is a team who don't allow us to go in the stadium to see the game of that team. And then the most surprising thing is that the chairman of that team is the vice president of the South African Football Association. I didn't believe it. So we have to go back. So my assistant was there, and I phoned him. I said, okay, come with us and come and see the game, Supersport. But I didn't believe it that he couldn't enter in the stadium. Even he had an accreditation of the league. This is unacceptable, really unacceptable.
Especially since 7 of your players that we're going to be talking about in just a bit come from those 2 teams.
That's why we like to see the game. So we didn't have the occasion to see it on television. No, because my assistant was there and I was on the way for Supersport. So we didn't see the game.
Because then I wonder, what is the basis in which the coach uses to pick his players for every squad? I mean, you're away for 2 weeks. You come back. Is it perhaps experience, form? Is it regular playing at the club?
Yeah, first of all, it's quality. So we need players with quality. And for me, in the beginning, it was a little bit difficult because I didn't know the players. Mm-hmm. So I have to see games. And again, as I said before, Kosovo and the Olympic Games were a lot of information for me. And then you see the games and also the information I got from Helman. So he knows of South African football. You made your first choice, your first selection. And after that, you know, maybe I should have taken this one or this one, because you don't know the players so good at that moment. So for me, it's important now, after those 2 games against Ethiopia, I will stay here now, this is for sure. Yeah. I will see again much games, and then quality is for me the most important thing. But I like also to have a group of players of which I can choose every selection I have to make. Yeah. And that can be 35, 40 players, why not? But I need to know the qualities of those players to have really, to make the good choice and the right choice. Now it's sometimes a little bit, okay, we will take this one, he's playing good for the moment, we will see how he's doing in Bafana Bafana.
I'd like to welcome, as we bring this broadcast, to all our listeners, of course, on Radio 2000, our sister station here at the SABC, taking this feed live. My name is Andile Ngube, alongside Coach Hugo Bruce of Bafana Bafana, Phumuzo manager, football analyst here, and of course, journalist as well, Veli Limnyandu. Phumuzo?
I think, Coach, looking at your previous team and the amount of football that you have watched so far, and when you select your team, does Hugo Bruce have a certain philosophy or game model that he wants to bring to Bafana Bafana? Or are the players at Bafana Bafana influencing how you're going to play?
Yes, first of all, you need to have a plan as a coach. But then the most important thing is, do I have the players for that? So you can ask me, play like Barcelona, play like, but if you don't have the players with the qualities, you can't. So first of all, okay, I have a plan, and I have to say that what I have in mind, I have the players for that. So I'm a coach who likes to play offensive football, not on our 60 meters, no, high, play high. And we did it well against Ghana. It was not so good against Zimbabwe. We were too much back. So the second game was already better. And dominating, okay, it's not always possible, dominating, but I like to have control of it. We had control against Ghana. This is important too. And then secondly, last is the mentality on the pitch. There was a fighting spirit on the pitch, and that's what I like. That's what I like, because there will be difficult games, starting already now in Ethiopia. They don't give us presents. Maybe we have to win by fighting there. Okay, then we try to win by fighting.
Fighting team, that's what the coach wants. Quality, that's what the coach wants. And that is what is represented in the 23 players that are sitting before me now. I know you're wanting to hear who they are. We're going into that in just a second. But before we do, Velile.
Coach, in the last camp that we had, you did say that there are players that you had identified and maybe you were not happy with the attitude, or maybe you felt that quality was not enough. So in going forward, what have you done between now and then? Because I saw in your preliminary squad a number of new players from around the country. Are these some of the games that your assistants also got to follow?
Yeah, so as I said, for me it was not so easy to make my first selection because I didn't have enough information. Now I have already more information. So it was also important that that week we were on camp to observe what's the attitude of the players. Are they really have they really the will to be Bafana Bafana, or are they already happy to be there? So I saw a lot of things. I saw also 2 games. So, and with that information, I made now a selection with some changes in it, because I want every time a stronger team. So I think, and I hope, with the choices I make, that I have a stronger team than before. And this will be always in the next months. Again, if I see, okay, this guy is not ready, maybe he's not ready because he is young, but we will go on watching him. Maybe he don't have the qualities, or maybe he has not the right attitude. Okay, then I change it, because I really want a really strong group.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's the moment you've been waiting for. Coach Hugo Broos of Bafana Bafana joining us. And of course, we are talking about the 23-man squad that will be facing a very important 2 games. 6 points lie in wait for Bafana Bafana as they take on Ethiopia away and back at home. Coach, I'm going to hand it over to you now. I know you must put your glasses on.
Yes, but
you and I, this I thing.
It's already difficult enough to pronounce the name, so without the glasses it would not good. So, okay, let's start by the goalkeepers. Roman Williams, Veli Motwa, and Bruce Bvuma. Then we have the defenders, Sidney Moby, Dajabulo Blom, Rushin de Rijk, Sianda Xulu, Mosa Lebusa, Najabula Nkobo, Sifiso Glanti, and Terence Mashego. We have the midfielders Motobi Mvala, Teboho Mokoena, Yusuf Mart, Ethan Brooks, Tabani Zuke, and Goodman Mosele. And then to end, the strikers, Evidence Makopa, Victor Letsewalo, Tabiso Kutumela, Bongokulo Longwane, Vincent Pule, and Sekofatso Mabasa.
So there it is, 23-man squad as named by coach of Bafana Bafana, Hugo Broos. On your screen right now, you're looking at the midfielders, Motobi Mvala, Teboho Mokoena, Yusuf Mart, Ethan Brooks is also being called up, Tabani Zuke, Goodman Mosele of Orlando Pirates is also in there. You look at the strikers that the coach has mentioned. Evidence Mohopa is there. Victor Letswalo is there. Tabiso Kutumela of Sundowns. Bongutle Hlongwane, Maritzburg United. Vincent Pule of Orlando Pirates. And Tsekofatso Mabasa of Orlando Pirates. That is your 23-man squad announced by Coach Hugo Broos to take on the 2 matches away and at home versus Ethiopia. I'll give you time to take a look at it and soak in it. Coach, this is your national team. This is your squad. If you can just perhaps brief us as to what informed this team. What does this tell us about how the coach wants to attack the 2 games?
As I said, it will be difficult games, and I think I needed also a little bit more experience in the team. And you see with, for example, Glanti, you have a left back who has more experience. We have another one, Mashego, a young one. So it's a little bit more mixed of young and older players than before. Because these are 2 important games. I like to win 2 times. Because I know if we win 2 times, we are very, very close to be qualified for the next games to go to Qatar. So if we can do that, if we can succeed that, then we are very, 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 very far. And maybe already further than I have expected in the beginning. But okay, again, for me, I think we needed the players, the new players who are there. I think we needed them. And also, there were players who played good the last time. For example, Goodman Mosele.
Yeah.
He's playing very good the last weeks. So why shouldn't I take him? So this is the moment you have to take somebody like him. And it's up to him now, if he gets his chance, to prove and to show me, okay, I'm real Bafana Bafana.
Coach, before we get into the 23 that you've picked, it's always good to speak about the omissions, players that didn't make the squad that perhaps many would have thought would have been picks. And we start with players that you have picked before. Luther Singh is not part of the team.
Yeah, Luther Singh is a problem in that way that after the game his passport was not valid anymore. So we stayed here, I think, 10 days before the passport was valid. Then he went to Copenhagen. So He had to be a little bit in quarantine, I think. So he was with the team last week. He played 10 minutes. He played yesterday also 10 minutes. So I think he will not be ready to play that game in Ethiopia.
And another one, Coach, was part of your previous squad, not here now, Giftlings.
Giftlings didn't do it so badly, but I think it was not the right moment for him. He has to improve. He has to improve. It's for the moment not enough, but he's a guy with talent. So we have to watch him the next weeks or next months again, certainly.
And at the moment, when you speak South African football and you speak about some of the great players that have come from here, one name resonates with many South Africans, and you know, somebody who many thought would be building a team around is Percy Tau. He doesn't make your team either.
Yeah, but he's injury. That's the problem. So he had the injury against in the game against Ghana, and he went back to his team and he didn't train, he didn't play, and he started training last Friday. So I phoned to him. I said, "Hey, Percy, what's happening there?" He said, "Yes, I'm injured. I didn't train. I'm starting training on Friday, so 2 days ago. So I think Percy is not ready. When Percy comes to the national team, he has to play. Yeah. He is a player. It's too important for us. So I can't take him and said, okay, you are not ready, so be on the bench. And then maybe he has to come in the game, and he has an injury again. So I talked to him, and he understood it, and I said, okay, I'm not ready for the moment. So try to be ready for next month, because this will be maybe a more important month than this one.
We're going to be showing you the team again in case you missed it, so you can see the 23-man squad that has been picked by Coach Hugo Bruce. But there's also omissions that were never even part of your previous squad, but these two particular players, Coach, have been, you know, the most talked about as to how they miss out on the coach's eye. The Sundowns pair of Lyle Lekay and Rivaldo Kutsia.
Yeah, okay, but I only can select 23 players, and I know that those players are good for the moment. But it's not the right moment to select them. So I had other things, I have other plans, and I will see. Like I said before, the first selection was, hey, coach, they are not all the players. I said, yeah, but we will see. And today already Glante is there. So it's not because you're not here today that you're not there tomorrow. So this is up to them. So if they go on like this and they play on the level they have now, okay, maybe it will be for the games against Ghana and Zimbabwe. But again, you need to do everything to be Bafana Bafana. I don't give presents. I'm sorry, I don't give presents. It's not because your name is Mr. This that you are with Bafana Bafana. This doesn't count with me. I try to select the most strongest team possible. And then, yeah, there may be some players who are not there. But that doesn't mean they will be there no more. No. But I don't give presents. I'm sorry. You have to do something for it. And it can maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then you are Bafana Bafana. Yeah. It's possible. But you have to fight for it. You have to do everything to be there. And then I'm sure when you are there, that you will do everything for Bafana Bafana. And I think this has been a little problem before. Players were happy that they will be Bafana Bafana, but they were not ready to play those important games. So now I know they are there, and they will fight for it.
And you mentioned, for instance, Luther Singh having problems going back and forth, and then he doesn't get a lot of game time, so therefore you couldn't play him. But one could turn around, coach, and say, Jabulo Ngobo at Kaizer Chiefs doesn't get game time there. And he's made the coach's plans. These
are something to do with attitude also.
Okay.
You know that your passport is not valid anymore. You know it months before. Months before.
Yeah.
The same thing, for example, in the 34 players, there was a Modi Pule.
Yeah.
Yes, you contact him. Oh, I don't have a passport. So I can't select him. You don't have a valid passport. So this is an attitude you have to have also as a professional player. And for Luther Singh, you know it months before that your passport is not ready, is not valid anymore. So why waiting the last day? Why? Yeah, then you lose 10 days, and then you come in the team. in your club again, and then the coach is not happy because you're 10 days too late and you don't play. Yes, you need to have that professional attitude also. So I hope you learn a lot of that now.
Phumuzo, you've looked at this squad with the analytical eye of what you perceive the coach is wanting to do with this.
I look at the 23-man squad, and I'm a South African. I know what type of football that we want to play. At first glance, you might look at the team and say, there's no wingers. There's no wingers. Where are the wingers? What is the coach going to do? But if you are an analyst, you'll watch the game against Zimbabwe, you watch the game against Ghana. When we won against Ghana, we played 4-3-3. That is one thing that I've established from watching Bafana Bafana play. Coach wants to dominate position in midfield. He has selected a team that will play with a 3-man in midfield. And up front, he's not the type of coach from the 2 games I've seen that is going to play with 1 striker. So when you look at the strikers, they're actually more than the midfielders. It says he wants to play with 3 up front. In the 2 games that were played against Zimbabwe and Ghana, I thought, coach, we don't have a plan B sitting here in studio. Coach, you don't have a target man. Yes, we've got very mobile and quick strikers. There's no target man. Now when I look at the team, Tsegofatso Mabasa is there. He's a target man. He's a big boy. He's nearly my height. He's on form at Orlando Pirates. 4 games he has played, he has scored 2 goals. Yeah. If he stays injury-free, this is a man that aerially can help us a lot. You still have Evidence Mahopa, you still have Songwani, and you've got Victor Litswalo, who in 3 games, Victor Litswalo, have scored 4 goals. So I'm looking at this team and anticipating a 4-3-3 from the coach because there's not enough wingers to play 4-4-2 or use a lot of wingers.
Coach, 4-3-3 perhaps is what you're thinking here. Not a lot of wingers within your midfielders and a 23-man squad packed of strikers.
Yeah, I have to find out something else because it's so simple. He knows already how we are going to play, so the coach of Ethiopia will know it also. So this is a mistake I made. No, it's for sure. I think when you have the midfield, and you can dominate the midfield in a game, you are very far. This is the most important thing of a team. If you don't have a good midfield, you have already a problem.
Yeah.
Same thing, if you don't have a scorer, you have a problem. So I was looking for scorer, and with Mabasa, you have someone now who is in great shape, he scores. With Victor, you have someone who scores. Yeah. And Magopa is a young guy, he's talented. So you have 3 guys now who can score. So this is important too. So, and for the rest, it's up to you to make the team. I will make it next week.
In your front of you right now is the Bafana squad to face Ethiopia. The midfielders there. You've got Matobi Mvala, Ethan Brooks, Teboho Mokoena, Tabani Zuke, Yusuf Mart and Goodman Musele, who the coach speaks of very proudly there and says this is his chance. In your strikers there, Evidence Mahopa, Victor Letswalo, Tabiso Kutumela, you've got Bongutle Slongwane, Vincent Pule and Tsegofatso Mabasa.
I think very good point Phumuzo and the coach are making. I think currently Mahopa is sitting on 2 goals. Letswalo is sitting on 4 goals in 5 matches. You have Kutumela, he had a first goal for Sundowns and also an assist as well. Vincent Pule, I think, is sitting on 3 assists already this season. But coach, recently I was talking to FIFPro and they were highlighting the challenges that are there with overseas-based players. We saw how Ghana struggled. They couldn't get the players. I think they will have the same problem coming to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe will also have the same problem again. I also see that in this squad, you've cut down to only 1 overseas-based player, which is Xulu. Is this due to the COVID-19 restrictions or is to do with selection?
Yes, you know, the problem with Pete and Sitole is they had both COVID. So Pete was from the beginning, Sitole a few days later. So they had 10 days in quarantine here. Then they went back to Portugal, again quarantine because they came from a red country. So they didn't play so much the last weeks. And I saw today that they are in the squad, in the selection for the game of tonight they play. So I think again, I need players who are ready. And this is the only reason why those 2 are not there. It's a COVID reason. if you had COVID and then you're in quarantine and you don't train and you don't play, you lose shape. You lose it. And it's too important. I need players who are in good shape, who are ready, who are ready to play that game, that difficult 2 games. And then you have to choose sometimes, you have to make choices. And again, it's not because they are not there now that they will not be there the next time. But for me, every game, I think, and what do I need now? Okay, I need for the moment, I need players, quality, and who are in good shape. And I think those players who are there are all in good shape, and that's why Pete and Sitole are not there for the moment.
We're going to take a very quick break. We do still have the coach sitting with us. He's talking about the 23-man squad here, Bafana Bafana, to face 2 games that are coming up. 4 points. We're leading the group at the moment with 3 points collected from Ghana and an away draw in Zimbabwe. It's Ethiopia versus South Africa live on SABC 1 at 2:30, so you can catch that match on the 9th of October. And then the return match, of course, will also be live on SABC 3. That build-up kicks off at 6 o'clock. Make sure that you do catch these ones. You know who's going to be playing. You know who South Africa's 23-man squad that's been selected is. When we come back.
The moment you've all been waiting for is finally here. Due to massive popular demand, the multi-award-winning telenovela Giyani, Land of Blood returns with more plots, twists, and turns this November on SABC2. And that's not all. You spoke and we listened.
So it's a date then? Well done.
From the 4th of October, Sevidlan will be going back to its original 5 days a week slot.
Oh, family.
Like family, we always have your back. Which means Sevidlan will now air weekdays at 6 p.m. and you can continue to catch Mubango weekdays at 9 p.m. Wishes do come true after all. Hashtag more for you. SABC2, you belong.
Already in love with Rangel like mother, like daughter, like father.
Welcome back. You are watching a live broadcast of the Bafana Bafana naming squad. It's the 23 players that will be taking on Ethiopia. If you don't know when it's happening and when we'll be playing, well, it's a very easy one. It's away on the 9th of October and the return match here at home on the 12th of October. Both games live right here on SABC. Well, let's take a look now at what the log looks like. How are South Africa standing in Group G? I mean, we do have some tough contests in Ghana, Ethiopia, as well as Zimbabwe. As it stands at the moment, after 2 games having been played, South Africa yet to lose a match with 1 game won. We did beat Ghana here at home. We drew against Zimbabwe away in Zimbabwe. We're sitting on 4 points at the moment. Coach, you're looking at this, you're analyzing this group. What are you thinking to yourself? How many points do I possibly need to go through? Where am I getting those points, my wins, where am I willing to take a draw?
You know, I had the experience with Cameroon, and I think if you want to be first in a group, in that kind of qualifiers, you have to win once outside. You have to win all your games at home. No other way. But you need a victory outside. So if we win now outside against Ethiopia, and we win here against Ethiopia. We have 10 points.
Yeah.
And let us dream. Let us dream. And Ghana and Ethiopia play 2 times draw.
Yeah.
We are nearly qualified.
So, because we've already played our first away game, which was Zimbabwe. We got a draw there. We need one victory away. Velile, you're scratching and itching there.
Yeah.
Because we need it now against Ethiopia.
Yeah. Or against Ghana. The last game.
Adile, why do you say we need it now? We
Ghana away is a difficult team.
My man, coach says let's dream. Listen, coach says let's dream. We can still get.
Let's dream, I said.
But the other thing is, if you're saying you need a win away from home, it's 3 points, right? But the other way of looking at it is you get 3 draws away, it's still 3 points.
Is that a way to look at it, coach? Is that good enough?
No.
You need one victory.
We need one victory.
No,
One victory.
Because yes.
3 points away from home is not enough, coach. You need one victory there.
You need a victory.
So you need 3 points if you get the other two as draws.
See, before for example, the qualifiers for AFCON now in January. So see, the teams who won outside and won, this is also important, the home games. So it's not enough you win once outside and you lose at home. Then it's finished also. But if you win your 3 games at home and you win outside, you have 12 points. This is nearly enough. Nearly enough. And I know it by experience. If you can do that, so if we win against Ethiopia there, and we can win, we have to win at home against Ethiopia, but you have 12 points.
Yeah. Sure.
So those two, Ghana and Zimbabwe, is playing. For Zimbabwe, it's the last chance to have a chance to be first. If they don't win, it's finished. And Ghana, yes, they have to win also. So maybe you can have 2 times a draw.
Yeah.
They have 2 points more. Ghana has 5 points then.
Yeah.
And we have 12. We have 10 points already. So they're already 5 points behind us.
Yeah. In fact, Coach, I've been listening here at home, and there seems to be this feeling that these 6 points must come from Ethiopia. And Ethiopia, I watched their game against Ghana, very enterprising game. Even Ghana struggled there, could only win 1-0, and they beat Zimbabwe. I think it was with a late penalty in that game. And in fact, Ethiopia were the cause of South Africa not going to the 2014 World Cup. Looking at this Ethiopian team, and South Africa and Ethiopia are the only 2 teams that have not changed coaches after this first group of matches. So there's consistency there. What are you looking at in this Ethiopian team, especially with how they are playing as well?
Yes, I saw the game against Ghana, and they were playing defensively, really, because Ghana was so strong, I think. But it's a dangerous team. If you give them space, there were some situations in that game against Ghana where they have space, they are extremely dangerous. They play football. It's a totally different style than Ghana. Ghana is power, football. Ethiopia is combination. Yeah. So if we give them space, we will have very, very difficult game. So it's up to us not to give them that. And playing a little bit, we can't do that, but playing a little bit like Ghana with power. I think then we have a chance to do it. But it's a good football playing team, Ethiopia. There are a few good players in the midfield, so we have to be careful with that.
If you missed it, Coach Iga Bruce is sitting with us now. The 23-man squad to play Ethiopia has been named. We'll bring it up for you in just a bit and just take you through who it is that he's selected, and perhaps go in on the coach that if we can just get our goalkeepers up, Ronald Williams, Veli Motor, and Bruce Vuma there. There they are. Those are the 3 keepers that the coach has gone with. Coach, could I, perhaps, possibly say that Ronald Williams is the player that you've picked not only to captain your side, but also as your number 1 keeper?
Yeah, I think it's important to know that. I know that in Belgium sometimes there are coaches who are give him the chance to a keeper for 5 games, and then the other keeper.
One, yeah.
And then you have a problem between keepers. So it's clear for all those guys who are there, Ronwen is number 1. And he will stay number 1 just the moment he starts to do mistakes.
Wow.
Yeah, he's number 1. Why should I change that? But as I see Veli, how his attitude is in the group, he's very important for the group, that guy. He's really very important. He's a good keeper also. But he's very important. And he knows he wants to play, but he knows, okay, Ronman is first. And I don't talk about Bruce. Bruce is a young one. So he has the chance to be with Bafana Bafana.
Yeah.
And he will maybe in the future be the first keeper, maybe. So I think this is very clear for the 3 of them. And they were really, I saw them working on the training, and I saw how they are going with each other. It's really very good. And for me, I worked always like that. This is my number 1, this is my number 2, and this is my number 3. And it's the same here with Bafana Bafana.
And what is it about his leadership skills? What are you seeing that says to you, this is the man that must lead the team as well?
You know, leadership, you have it or you don't have it. You have sometimes young players. If I can mention Vincent Kompany, I was coach for him in Anderlecht. He was 18 years and already he had leadership.
You could see it.
But I saw all the players, they never have leadership. So you have it or you don't have it. So I have to I needed information about Ronman from Hellman, from the team manager, how he was. And he said, okay, yes, he's a leader. I said, okay, we choose him. And I saw he's a leader. But don't forget Veli Modva. Really. He's very, very important for that team. The attitude he has, the way he's going with the players, with young players. Yes, he's very important, that guy, really. And it's not therefore he's with the team, because he's a good keeper. But also his attitude, the way he's there, without having leadership, but he's there and everyone respects him. Yeah. And he really, I was very surprised because I didn't know him, but he's very important for that team.
And we saw that during the COSAFA, of course, Veli Modva, who was South Africa's number 1 in that tournament. But let's go to the defenders now. And perhaps you can take us through the defending players there.
I think when I looked at the defenders that were named today, I was a little bit relieved. I will use the word relieved because when I looked in the first 2 games that we played a right-footed player at left back. And I was looking for the coach's number to say, Coach, we have so many left backs in South Africa, Coach.
Did you see the man kick a ball?
Have you seen them, Coach? So now I look at the team now, I see, okay, you've got Santi, experienced left back. You've got the young Mashego, who was the best young player in the Nedbank Cup. And he signed for Cape Town City. Yeah. So there's a lot of options on the left. And when I looked at that team that played the first 2 games, I just thought we did not have balance on the left-hand side. But when I look at the team, I'm not making the lineup for you, Coach, but just I'll be happy to see a left-footed player playing at left back.
You know, I'm happy too.
Yeah.
Because, but again, I always say the same thing. When you had to make your first selection and you came, or you became a coach at the end of a season, you don't have the opportunity to know the players. Yeah. So for me, again, COSAFA and the Olympics were very important. I had a lot of information there from players, and then what I saw on the games here live, but it wasn't enough. Yeah. It wasn't enough. So I didn't know all players. For example, left backs, okay, I knew some left backs, but I wanted also young players. And therefore I didn't take Kranti the first time. But when you see him playing, I should be crazy not to take him. He's a very experienced player, he's a very good left back, left-footed left back.
Left-footed left back.
And with Mashego, you have a young one.
Yeah.
So the balance is there. It's no problem for me.
And I want to get back to that a little bit, Coach, because you speak about wanting to pick younger players. Was it a mandate to you to say, let's rebuild Bafana Bafana with only young players?
Yeah, yeah. It was for me my first goal. I came here and I saw games from the qualifiers for AFCON. And okay, some games were good. For example, the game at home against Ghana, 1-1. They always have to win that game, always. But I saw also the game in Sudan.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
So, and I had the feeling that I have to change things. I have to change. And I have to see for young players, because there were a lot of players, 28, 29, 30.
Yeah.
You can't build on those players. So, and therefore my first selection was, first of all, young players.
Yeah.
And then we will see. So I know now that the players who have enough quality to be with us, because they are there again. But also in the future, if I have to choose between two players, same quality, but there's a young and an older one, I will always take the young one. Always. Because then you can build. You have the future. With the older players, and that will be the problem now in Belgium, with that fantastic generation they had.
Yeah.
They are all 30 and more now.
Yeah.
And what's behind them is not so good. They are good players, but not that
Not as
quality.
good as what Lukaku's
so they
are.
will have, in the next years, they will have problems. So you need to have young players to build in the future.
And this was your thing, coach, and not a SAFA mandate to you.
No. It's what they didn't ask me anything. The only thing they asked is try to qualify for World Cup, but we understand that if it not succeed, okay. But we need to be on AFCON 23 in Nigeria, I think. No, or yes.
Wasn't it Nigeria?
It's not Nigeria.
AFCON.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Cameroon next year.
Yeah, but
and then after that it's Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire. Sorry.
So we're not the Cameroon qualification. We're looking at the Ivory Coast qualification.
Yeah. Cameroon. I was not there for Cameroon.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're looking
But
at the
Ivory,
second one there.
This is a mandate I have, and I agree with that. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
I think, and I said from the beginning, a country like South Africa has to be every time on AFCON. They don't have to win it, but they have to be there every time.
And that's a common goal that we have here. Of course, don't look at this one. It's gone. The next one is where we're looking at. Let's bring up now the midfielders and strikers there as picked by Coach Hugo Broos as we look forward, of course, to the 23-man squad that will be facing Ethiopia. Mtobi Mvala, Teboho Mokoena, you've got use of Mart, Ethan Brooks, Tabani Zuke, and Goodman Marcel.
When you're looking at that midfield, I'm happy about one thing. Integrating players that are coming from a youth level. Mvala was at the 2016 Olympics. Teboho Mokoena is coming from the Olympics now. Goodman Musele is coming from the Olympics. Ethan Brooks, a breath of fresh air to South African football. Yusuf Mat, Zuke at Golden Arrows. Zuke is also another versatile player. Zuke can play defensive midfield. He can also play as a centre-back. So with him, you've got a versatile player that can play. But I'm very happy. One player that I love, Coach, I'm not influencing your selection. Teboho Mokoena, for me, has been a quality player in South African football for the longest time. Has got all the qualities and attributes to be playing in Europe. And I'm happy that when he was given an opportunity by the coach, he really grabbed it with both hands, because previously we would see him in one Bafana team, then we don't see him for the next 4 games for Bafana Bafana. But I think now he knows the responsibility, and I think also the experience he got in Japan at the Olympics. You can see the growth and the technical arrogance whenever he's playing.
And I just think back to that goal he scored at the Olympics as well, and I'm thinking Teboho Mokoena, a stunner of a player. Coach, I mean, I bring my own tools of analysis when I come into studio. Pumuzo is that tool. Talk to us a little bit about your midfielders here.
Yes, I think, as you said, that there were young players who were already in other selections before. And that's why, again, I was so happy that I could see all the games from Olympic and all the games of Kosovo, even I wasn't here. But I saw all the games of Kosovo and those from Olympics. And this is a lot of information you get from there. So I saw Mokoena, and I have the same reaction. Why this guy was not really the guy who played always with Bafana Bafana. He's a very good player, technical player. He sees the game, has a good pass, a good shot, free kick. And he didn't play always.
Yeah.
So what was the problem there? I think I gave him immediately the the confidence they need. And you saw him in Zimbabwe, okay, but that was for all the team. But if you see the game next to the game of Ethan Brooks, but if you see the game of Mokoena against Ghana, it was a very good game. And also Brooks. It was really a surprise for me also. I knew his qualities, but the game he played against Ghana, it was fantastic. So, you see, you have talent. We have talent. You can be sure of it. But you need also to give the confidence to the players. If you change every time, then everybody is starting doubting. Hey, why I'm not here now? Oh, no, I play again. No, I'm the bench. No, so you need to have a group of players and also a team. This team will not change so much anymore. No.
So what we're looking at now, this 23-man squad, will not change much anymore.
It will change. Certainly it will change, but there will be not 5, 6, 7 other players the next time. Because little by little you are going to a group of players. And from those players we will choose. It will, the opponent, maybe as the game you have to play, the tactic, I don't know. So it will change on the pitch sometimes, but the group will not change so much every time anymore. Because players have to feel that okay, I'm Bafana, and the coach is happy about me, okay, I'm there. This is important too, that you give them confidence. But again, they have to show and to prove it. And it's not only on the pitch, it's next to the pitch on the bench. When I see somebody like this because he's not happy, okay, he can't be with us because he influences the group negatively. It's not good. Okay, everyone wants to play, but a player who comes in can be very important. So he has to be ready for that. So I look at that also. So all this together will make one day a very good group.
And it's a third time, I think, Coach, that you've spoken about attitude and watching players off the field and how they behave and their attitudes. And of course, this comes from the experience of the last 2 games. Are there players that aren't here because they're not good players, but you just didn't agree with their attitude?
I will not go
names,
in detail, but the players are not there or not enough quality, or the attitude was not good, or, and I can give you an example. For example, Links, he was not playing so good against Zimbabwe, and I think it was a little bit early for him to come to Bafana Bafana. So those are reasons why some players are not here anymore. It's not always because the attitude was not good, but there were players of which I was not happy about their attitude.
Velile, no, this is a story that you know very well. We're going to be seeing it everywhere now. The journalist in you coming out, but you have something for the coach.
When it comes to the attendance, Coach, the SAFA president, Dr. Jolan, recently said that they are looking forward to welcome fans back into the stadium, and he mentioned this game. Have you heard anything, if you'll have fans, and how important is to have fans in the return leg, because you are also going to play against an Ethiopian team that will have at least 50% attendance in that. And I see the venue has not been announced yet for the return leg. Are you involved in the selection of where the game should take place? Because when it comes to teams against Ethiopia, issues of altitude also always come up as well.
As you know, first of all, I should be happy if tomorrow I play in a stadium full of people. And not only me, also the players. You need the supporters. And you have to be conscious of the fact that playing in an empty stadium, it's terrible. Sometimes you need that support because it's not going well or it's going very well. And then you hear the people are singing and shouting and whatever. So a football player and also